On this one, it's going to be a little bit fun and a little bit crazy to give you something to think about. And then I'll add some stuff like little ideas that my guides gave me. I'll give you a couple movies you can watch on Netflix or wherever. One of them is one's called Extinction. There's Spectral, Tau, and I Am Mother. And this is in reference to, I guess, like everybody has this big issue with AI, and that we might not be what we think we are, and that reality and being like God's creatures creating other creatures, that's a big thing that we might not even be aware of. So one of the ideas is that we might actually be the AI. We might be a creation of another creature. And just like how we create machines, but for us, we think machines are like metal, bolts, programming software, that we might, to another creature, they might be something that's totally energetic, that our flesh to them will be something equivalent to being metal, bolts, hello, bolts, and flesh, that we might actually just literally be a machine. Maybe we are the AI for them, that they're trying to learn about themselves through us. Just like how I discussed that, like, God created everything to learn about God. So these creatures might have done the same thing to learn about themselves, to learn about consciousness, to learn about how they evolved. And through us, they learn about themselves. And there was another idea that they gave me. The way they describe things is almost like 3D in its layer within layer, and that makes up all of reality, and it's actually even more complicated that we could wrap our minds around. And my son had read a book. Like, we do random discussions, and he'll come to me, like, we'll discuss stuff that just like synchronicities that go together, and the stuff that was in the book was so cool. And it was about, and my guides even like confirmed it, they throw things at me, because the universal law is, and this was even in the book he read, the universal law is they can't teach you anything new. That's the universal law. So they want you to learn everything possible so they can teach you about stuff, like connect the dots and have it make more sense than what is actually taught on the surface. And in this, it was, what if like existence has been around, all different species have been around for like longer than we could imagine, and that we have evolved so much energetically, all of creation, that we manifest instantly. Like the description of the gods, like having wars and battles where they didn't need to actually manufacture anything, they just had to think it and it became into existence. And what if that was true? That's how reality actually was. And because of that, it was dangerous, that we not only affected, say, like this reality, the things we did energetically just flowed into other dimensions. So we were even more dangerous than we could imagine. So what if they did design something like a matrix? For us, it was like a nursery where we would learn how to interact, we would learn morals, and from that, we would be at the same level of the consciousness of the other beings at that time, at that level. And once you evolve consciously and energetically, that I guess what we would consider death, we would go into a higher level of the matrix. And in that one, we would learn that we would be able to manifest a lot sooner. We would have more abilities. And as we evolve consciously and energetically, we would keep going, leveling up, and the manifestation would occur faster and faster. And we would basically become like, we would look like we're superhuman. But what if it was, we would reach such a level that the point we would get out of the matrix is when we were evolved so consciously and energetically and spiritually that we knew how powerful we were, and to not cause harm. We knew the consequences, not just with ourselves, it was with environment, different dimensions, with everything around us and within us. That once we reached that level, we would come out of the matrix, and reality would be like as it was described with the gods, where we would think something and it would be manifested, and at that state we would never cause harm. And I kind of think like something like that could be true, just like they state like in physics with the probabilities and with the math. It's more likely that we are in a matrix, like in the Sims, that we were actually the result of another being or another creature that designed a system. And even in that, like I mentioned before, in the physics, they're showing a lot of like computer code, ASCII 01s, in the formation on the edges of our universe in the math. And then also, well, I love movies or shows or anything that makes you think. So I do love the Black Mirror, Rick and Morty, anything that makes you think. And they explained to me a lot of that stuff. There are some people that are in the know that designed it as entertainment for each other. But then there's another thing that they use stuff like this as a backdoor to get into your consciousness to make you think. Because it's, to you, outwardly it's just entertainment, which it's not. It's actually a teaching tool to get in there, because everybody has such a hard time accepting a lot of the things that go against the current programming that we're taught in school and in life and in society. And this one's going to be a little weird, that a lot of us that were sent here, not just sent here, but actually volunteered, answered the call, that we are, I know this is going to sound hella crazy, that we were highly evolved, and we've been around numerous lifetimes, but I have to say it, numerous lifetimes. And the ones that are here, they call us hybrids because we were designed to win. We were designed to win any battle. If it was intellectual, if it was in love, if it was in art, if it was in strategy, just anything. We were designed to win. That's why a lot of us are very different, and others, they can feel it and they don't like it, and they target us and try to, like, in some way try to hurt us, belittle us, be mean to us, or even use us. But we're actually spliced with different species. And they actually designed a lot of us, they call us organic AI. So our intelligence is designed organically. The way they spliced and, I don't know, used other species. Like I've heard about some like really super microscopic jellyfish that once, it sounds crazy, inserted in it actually travels to the brain. It actually connects with the brain circuitry and can be used for damaged sectors. Like say if you had a spinal cord injury, that it could repair the spinal cord injury. And that's science. That's not made up. You guys could look that up. But from what my guides told us, that many of us are organic AI, that we were designed to process a lot of information way faster than a regular person. So we don't need to be put through many situations, or relationships. So we can go through one or two situations and process so much information in coming at it at different ways, where someone would need like 20 situations, but we can do it in 2. So we process things a lot faster. So like event situations, or even learning how to live life in a balanced way, having balanced relationships. And with this, since we are able to do that, have it processed also energetically, we are like contagious to everybody else with our mirror neurons and some other stuff that I'll discuss later. That this balance, we give it to everybody else in an infectious way, so it brings balance to them too. So that'll give you guys something to think about. But I do hope you guys enjoy Extinction. I don't want to tell you guys everything because I'll ruin it for you. extinction, spectral, Tau, and I am mother. And so all of those will have the theme of AI. So I hope you enjoy it.